Welcome to Fire Broadside Cannons Podcast. Kind of threw me off there for a minute. I was like, oh shit. I was like, there's an echo going on. Episode 2, finally, with the full cast of Fire Broadside Cannons. With you here today again, Nick, Mike, and Brittany.
Woo!
Nichols, Brittany,
and
Mike.
I thought, what happened to Botanical Gardens? Or
That's
Botanical Gardens.
Yeah.
And Nichols.
Brittany here is, I guess you can consider an honorary member. We're going to try to have her on as much as possible, and once I figure a Skype thing out, she'll be there a lot more regardless, as long as she's not busy with boys!
Oh, yes.
Oh,
anyway, as always on Fire Broadside Cannons Podcast, we talk about all things that is music, movies, TV, anime, life, nerds, dumb people.
All the things!
Remember, too, everything is opinionated based. None of us are fact holders in anything.
Correction.
Nor do we have degrees. No
correction.
There's no correction.
I don't have a degree.
Oh, my God.
I will have a degree.
If
she's the closest.
Perfection was, if that counted as credentials, I would be the one of the three that had a degree.
Okay.
Remember that Nick's opinion is an opinion. Brittany's opinion is also an opinion. My opinion is the only fact here.
Right.
So keep in mind, this is what my voice sounds like, la 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 la, throughout the podcast. So if you hear something...
It's very annoying and goes on and on.
Oh,
yeah, that's
right, yeah, so cool.
Two on one now.
So anyway, if you need to know which voice is mine, pick the time frame in the video and just message us, and I will respond, because you want the right answer, of course.
Oh my gosh.
Well, other than that, I know from the other 2 episodes, I have talked about liking or subscribing to our YouTube page and liking our Facebook. We're not going to have a Facebook, because I thought about it, and Facebook for podcasts doesn't make sense. So we're not doing that. Maybe some very later point in time. For now, we will just...
Unless you guys want it, if you demand it.
If
you
demand
riot
it
at our door, then maybe.
I'll give you Brittany's address. Send her a lot of fan mail.
And riots.
We only do DeviantArt accounts.
DeviantArt? It's like real fast. All right. Other than that, yeah, we're I don't know if you guys are out watching, keep track. You know, we're posting a lot of Get Diddled videos. Finally got that program going.
Oh, dude.
That was obnoxious.
Get Diddled.
It's like if it wasn't for the video sucking, it was the audio not working. And then it was the game not working. And then the Flash games worked fine, but then you can't really hear them, but then there's no other way to record it. Sick and tired of it.
Watch the Get Diddled videos.
I think they're funny.
Use the term Get Diddled.
Remember, it's a spider making a web. That's what your hand should do. Now do that in front of your face again. It's horrifying. So yeah. Anyway, you guys know at the end of episode 1, we talked about asking questions that you probably shouldn't ask girls. Well, I couldn't think of any. Well, I could think of a couple that were way too offensive, probably.
All right.
And like, am I right, bro?
Am I right, bro?
Oh my God.
Like female rights, bro.
Oh yeah.
Pound
Fist
it.
bumping? No.
Yeah, we fist bumped it.
Let's stop.
For people that didn't see that.
She's already getting a little offended.
How about that?
So, Brittany.
Okay.
The first one I'm going to ask, because it was definitely the one that was on the podcast.
Okay.
Do you kiss with your eyes open?
Absolutely not.
You've done it at least once.
No.
Admit it.
Have not.
Breathe heavy during kissing.
Breathe heavy? Yes.
You're a heavy breather?
Not all the time, though, but sometimes...
Only when it's a heavy situation.
No,
right? If the guy's fat, she breathes heavily.
Oh, wow.
She breathes for him.
No, but like, you know, sometimes when your faces are kind of angled, it gets hard to breathe.
Like when a pig kisses another pig?
No, stop.
That's the best visual I think I've ever thought.
Well, like when 2 snouts meet, it's nose to nose.
Snorting.
And so you're just like... You can't really do much else about it.
Kind of. I mean, hey, if you guys want to visualize that as my kissing, then sure, why not?
She doesn't look like a pig, though.
Entertain
She
yourselves.
doesn't.
Not at all.
I would post a picture, but we're going to try to stay as anonymous looking as we can for a while.
If anything, it's like Paris Hilton's mini pig, like the really cute household ones that you can...
Does she have a mini pig?
Yeah, she does. And you can train them, apparently. You can litter train them.
I don't even... What?
Why would you not want a mini pig if you could litter train it?
Could you feed it anything?
Things that aren't other pigs. Yes.
No, you can't feed pigs anything, Nick.
You can feed it things to keep it alive.
No, but I've seen people feed pigs
right.
bacon.
That's called sick.
So
That's
is that just
cannibalism,
a
and
moral
that's
issue?
frowned
It's not okay. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's also no. Don't feed another pig a pig.
Oh, okay. Well,
because I don't feed you other people when I make.
Well, that's different.
Okay.
Pigs could choose not to eat themselves, but they do it anyway. Because they're like, oh, bro, what's that? Bacon? Love that shit.
Well, I mean, who doesn't love bacon?
Can I
Pigs
feed it?
love bacon.
Can I feed it turkey bacon?
I think at this point, we know that this podcast is not necessarily anti-PETA, but PETA is anti this podcast.
Potentially.
No one here is a vegetarian, correct?
No, not at all.
YOLO.
Okay,
We're
all
doing
right.
it up.
Not
Sorry,
even
PETA.
if I tried.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
That was awkward.
Okay, what other questions here? So you're not a heavy breather. Have you been with anybody that kissed with their eyes open a lot?
Yes, and I was thinking about that earlier. I have. My first real kiss actually was a guy who
just
who
stared at
kissed
you?
with his eyes open. Well, it wasn't really like a
How
stare.
how wide
It wasn't
were his
like a
eyes?
stare. His eyes were kind of half cast.
So he's like
And-
dirt facing it?
Yeah,
Like,
he was like dirt facing.
half a
And it was
sun.
just like
Maybe
I mean-
he just liked the look of your nose from that angle.
was he looking
Maybe-
down? Was it
maybe.
cross-eyed look?
no.
What was going on?
Oh, yeah, it was kind of like looking down at me as I was doing it. Because, like, when you shift, you kind of want to make sure you know where you're going and not, like, bump faces.
If he was a real bro, he'd know, bro.
I don't know.
Am I right? I got another pound, bro.
Stop with the fist bumping.
Pound town over here,
It's
bro.
getting very bro up in
We
here.
needed another girl.
Whoa,
another-
wow.
Another girl.
Cool.
Guys, if somebody got to tell you. Ouch. No, we needed a girl.
We needed some fine ladies in this
Am I
podcast.
right, bro?
Some
Like,
fine ladies.
Dude, you're the party guy.
Okay, so
right?
anyway, all right. So, any other questions?
I honestly couldn't think of any other ones except for like
so-
dumb shit like how many sandwiches can you average in 10 minutes?
Can I average in 10 minutes? It depends on how hungry I am. But
I mean, I don't mean
I don't
you-
think that's a
See, no,
generalization
I
of
wasn't-
like women of what my
No, I know. That's why
appetite is.
I'm not asking your appetite though. I'm asking how many can you prepare.
How many can
Oh! Also, if
Getting off class here.
yeah, that's true. That's not right. It's not right.
That's,
Yeah,
I don't.
well,
What did you ask for a weird question then?
Is your favorite game Cooking Mama? Yes or yes?
All right, well, we're about to end questions to ask women before this turns into.
I love that game though. It's a good game. That's why it's so funny because I remember playing in high school. One of my friends brought it in. You know, at the time, like the DS could still link up all the games.
Yeah.
And we played it, and the guy that brought it in would just scream at us while we were playing it. So we're
What?
like, you're making Salisbury steak, and like it's like, oh, time to cook the rice, and you start cooking the rice, and you start stirring it. And he's like, stir the rice, Shit. Like over your shoulder, and you're like, bro, okay, man.
Oh,
It's like, check on the meat, check it.
So, with that being said, for any future folks who are into the podcast like that, if you send a honorary kitchen-themed bed set to Brittany or us, you will be rewarded with an honorary podcast session about
talk
whatever
about-
you want us to talk about, as long as it is fan-friendly. So
Well, then I guess fan-friendly really comes just down to a definition of what.
I will literally just say no if I don't like the topic.
Just make
Okay,
it
well,
downright
So don't say something
interesting.
dumb, because this is under my discretion, the dictator, Michael. Oof.
Yeah. Get some more ice cream.
I'm going to get some ice cream.
We are doing an hour-long special today since it's Brittany's first time on here. When she's normally with us, we probably won't do hour-longs. We'll probably go to 40 minutes maybe. Yeah, he does that too. I know, that's about all I had for questions because I kept thinking about it after that podcast. And I was
Yeah.
like, I can't think of anything without invading your privacy
Man.
like 100%.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a certain boundary, but
There's some things you talk about and then there's some things you don't talk about on podcasts.
yeah, exactly. So,
I mean, we're not exactly radio edited.
yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna ask you.
But there's
No.
certain things that I just don't want to
Oh,
answer.
She's got a deep, dark past.
Yeah, it's pretty dark and mysterious.
She's
How many-
the one
so-
who never did anything, and never have I ever.
Yeah,
we're,
well,
well, here's a good one. You because you went to Animazement as well. So Brittany was also at Animazement dressed as Miss Marvel.
yes.
So if you saw her there, then you actually know what she looks like. And
Oh,
so, yeah.
no, my identity.
Oh my God, no! How many times did you get hit on? Do you think walking around?
You know, honestly, I didn't really get hit on. It was just a matter
creepy
of
looks.
creepy. Yeah, it was just a matter of creepy photographers who wanted me to do like weird poses to where it emphasized like areas of my butt or chest, you know, stuff like that.
So when you think of areas of your butt or chest, are there multiple parts to your butt and chest?
No, I was talking about areas in general, but butt and chest were examples.
Oh, I didn't know if you had like a 4-part butt.
Yes.
1 cheek, 2 cheek,
But
3 cheek, 4 cheek?
Yeah, kind of like that.
All right, that's hot. That makes sense. Well, I know, what was it, 2 years ago? Whitney came, and Whitney got forced upon by like the weird Tony Stark dude. I think he was. I thought he was there.
He was there.
Was he dressed up as Tony Stark again?
Yes. Freaking hate that.
You can curse on this podcast.
There are some times when the people take their cosplays way too seriously, and he is one of those people that took Tony Stark and that cosplay way too seriously. Like forced himself on my friend.
And when we say forced herself, like it was during the rave, I think.
Yeah.
Came up out of nowhere and it's just like, I'm gonna make out with you. No warning. No, and just like grab, like just forced himself.
Yeah, and like knew exactly who all of us were, but acted like he didn't know any of us but Whitney, which was really obnoxious.
Did you actually know that guy in real life?
No, but like we had spoken before, like many times during.
I'm sure he was like, "Oh, cool, yeah, cool," and then out of nowhere, he was probably drunk.
He was acting obnoxious the entire time. He wasn't like at one point when we were speaking to each other, like, "Oh yeah, you guys look so awesome." We were like, "Yeah, you're awesome too." He was like the whole time just pompous jerk.
Yeah, nice chesticles.
Anyway, so we had to basically go in and save her because like next thing we know,
that's what I remember you telling me. She got separated from the pack.
Yeah,
and he was like
he wanted
sickest one there.
Yeah, he wanted to talk to her, and then we were, my friend Jesse and I were just standing there waiting for them to finish, kind of talking about, oh, he probably has a crush on her, ha ha ha, and then we look over and boom, he's like pinned her against a table or a wall or something, and like on her, and she looks like pissed off, and I was like, nope, we gotta go save this girl.
What'd you do?
We basically were just like, can you grabbed her arm and like walked away.
See, what you should have done is you should have just danced with me and friends for the whole night. Then that A wouldn't have happened. B, if it had tried it, I would have had an excuse to go Hulk mode
life out of that dude
and beat the shit out of somebody. And then when I got arrested, I'd be like, he was raping.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, like, now that I think back to it, I really wish I would have pulled him off and, like, just freaking punched the shit out of that guy right in the face. He deserved it.
Captain America style.
Yeah, but we didn't. Such is life.
It happens.
It happens.
Well, I know Brittany also used to work with me at Hot Topic. I was her boss.
Yes.
And I don't know how many times she'd get hit on there. We'd have her as greeter, hey, how's it going, guys? If there's anything I can help you find, let me know. And I know we get the bros all the time that walk in and we're just like,
find the key to your heart.
Can you help me find your number?
You don't look like you work at Hot Topic. I mean that as a compliment. Like, what are you doing? Please leave. I don't even want to help you.
Could be worse, yeah.
Like, I don't even want to help you at this point.
You hear us get sidetracked a little bit, and that's because our other friend, Sai, is in the room. Sai isn't much of a talker. He's more like a cat. He'll probably say something if he wants to. He's playing Resident Evil 6, and we're right next to the TV.
And there's just a lot of zombie in my periphery.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff
going on. And it's on a big screen, so there's just colors and blood, and
there's a lot of stuff going on.
It's a little distracting.
Well, what else we got?
Is
this random topic or
it's time.
One of the things we're going to try to start doing is randomly when Brittany's on the podcast, she's going to have a random topic that she's looked up, researched a bit, and then is going to just ask me and Mike about it, and we're going to talk about it.
Yep.
Like a normal podcast.
I'm thinking about calling my little segment, What the What?
What the what?
What the what?
Today is not going to be as serious because I didn't have an actual computer. I was just kind of like improvising off my phone.
We've been at me and Mike's apartment this whole time, and it's been boring.
So I intend to, as we go on, make the topics a little more serious or legitimate. But today, I just found basically a Facebook popular picture post type thing.
Picture post after like one of those pages, like that just post random things?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was off of that, and I actually saw it in Weird News on Google. It was part of that, so
Oh shit!
I was like, all right, well here we go.
Yeah.
It's on Google.
Yeah,
That's gotta be
it's
it.
gotta be, and
Oh
it's
my
gotta
God.
be like accredited too. You gotta believe everything you see on the internet.
Even us.
Even us. So you guys may have heard of it. It's a Facebook breakup letter.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
I synced it.
So this girl, basically the overview of this, writes a letter to her boyfriend. She's basically saying, hey, guess who left their Facebook open on the computer and got messages from Kelsey, which is not the girlfriend, obviously. And she's like, yeah, you. She says, I packed all your stuff up. I didn't break anything. But I just thought you should know that I've left all of your things in special places where we had, first-time experiences. Like she left some of his stuff where they had their first kiss, where they met. And then she left pictures of the last 2 years of them together at Kelsey's house. Then she says she didn't damage anything, but I can't guarantee anybody won't find it. So, basically, what are your thoughts on how this goes?
Hey, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I kind of deep down, I'm like, wow, that's super harsh. But then at the same time, I'm like, nah, that's still pretty fucked up.
Well, I find it a very clever way of doing it.
It really is.
It's super clever.
It is clever.
But it's,
she's crazy. I would call the police.
But like if they were living together or something like that, like
Yeah.
is there like in a background story? You really maybe.
Well,
I would do it anyway.
I assume. There wasn't really any
Well,
particular. They were living together.
From what it sounds like, it's a clever story, but I think it's still one of those things where it's like one of the made up ones, like somebody just put it.
Oh yeah, no, it very well could be made up, but
I don't know. Do you think you'd call the cops in that situation? I mean, you always call the cops. Are they going to be happy to show up?
No, I mean,
Are they always happy to show up? That no.
the deal is like, it was clever, but it's like, when I go through a breakup that sucks, or if somebody did something that hurts me, I'm just done at that point. I'm just done. And so for me to do something...
Well, that's different for a guy to do it. Like if me and Colette lived together and like Colette did something like that, like yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. A normal dude response is just like, we'll kick his ass and then we're done. But like I wouldn't pack up all her stuff and like be like, go, guess what, deuces, figure out.
Oh, I would have their stuff ready by the time they came home.
Oh yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, I would too. But would I like travel? Like,
that's what I'm saying. But that's not a normal girl thing to do either.
well, I mean, girls
That is
can be
kinda
very
crazy.
vindictive.
But would you? Would you?
I mean, it depends on the personality. Girls can be vindictive.
Okay, so
personally,
You would
I
not.
am not that vindictive.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you think? What do you think you would do then?
If I caught, I mean, for me, I don't care about confrontation when it comes to a boyfriend cheating on me. I would just straight up.
No, you don't.
As soon as he walks in, I would have his stuff packed. I wouldn't take the energy to spend on them going all around to all these places. But I would definitely be like, hey, look at this. I've also made a copy of it so that you can't delete anything, say I was lying. So let's explain this.
Screenshot that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's fair, because my thing is, like, if you're cheating on me or whatever, which, happens,
Unfortunately.
then I will definitely, like, trace your steps so I can prove it, so that you don't try and fluff me out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it's not what
at
it
the
looks-
same
what it looks
time,
like.
to be so, like, I don't like the whole, like, I once had a girl, after a week of dating, I asked her, what would she do if I moved to Raleigh? Because she lived in Greensboro. And she said, like, after a week of dating, it was like, well, I'd drop school and move there with you. And, of course, she had a full ride to A&T. So, like, I have a very sensitive, creeped out meter now when it comes to girls. So, like, if you do something weird like that, number one, doesn't matter how long we've been dating. If you display any behavior like that, I'm going to be done before I end up cheating on you.
Yeah.
Number two, it's still weird. It's weird to me. I wouldn't necessarily call the cops, but I would definitely recommend a psychologist or a psychiatrist.
Well, I think, even if she put it out, I don't know, you could, I don't know. I feel like a good lawyer could somehow figure out a way for, like, if any of that shit got stolen or broken,
Your
they
Honor,
should have to pay for it.
his girlfriend obviously sucks. So
She went back crazy. I get what the defendant did, But that's still crazy. I mean, like, she could have just made up soup on the couch. Am I right? Like,
well, and I mean, and the biggest point to all of this is just like most things on Facebook and funny memes and stuff, it's probably made up.
probably.
True.
But the idea is a very good topic to discuss. How would you handle that breakup? How would you handle someone cheating on you and like basically blatantly seeing the proof of it?
True.
I don't know, even with my last girlfriend where I assumed she was cheating on me or some shit, I was a wreck.
Yeah.
I just drank a lot and like just chilled out.
You say, oh, that's really psychotic, but then again,
I've done some shit.
Yeah,
when she puts it that way,
it's true, but at the same time, it's like it comes down to like.
Well, put yourself in a lady person's like. So say
Not
now
yet.
you have lady parts.
Oh.
You now suddenly have so many emotions you can't contain.
so many
Nope.
emotions.
So many.
All right,
And by so many, I mean sadness and anger.
I'm gonna get this straight right now.
Administration.
I'm gonna get this straight right. I'm gonna set the record straight so that all the fans know. Nichols is a very empathetic fella, so he's putting himself in the shoes of a lady.
I am an empathetic person.
You are an empathetic fella. Brittany is a chick. I'm gonna tell you right now.
She just automatically fits in that category.
So I don't. How do I put this? I got a lot of feminist friends, right? Girls are dumb. So anytime you want me to empathize with a girl, you're dumb.
Well, I don't
I'm
really
over it.
necessarily think that it's just girls are dumb. People are dumb.
Oh, yeah, but people.
You have guys.
Of course,
who are
a
just
girl
as
would say
crazy.
that.
Honestly, hit him. Just hit him.
I want to. Don't worry. It'll come back around.
No, I don't. You know, like.
Brittany's the exception.
Oh my god. I don't think it's necessarily girls are dumb. I think you just run into the wrong
Yeah.
group of
Yeah.
girls.
I'm smiling.
A very sarcastic smile.
Yeah, I bumped in. You know, that's the thing. I bumped into the wrong group of girls. So.
What else did you have on your list? We're just
well,
gonna depend on you for the next.
I can
40
see
minutes.
that. No, I basically like moving on.
Yep.
To something completely different, and now for something completely different.
New topic.
Basically just, and I mean this may be completely stupid because you were talking to me about this guy in movies, Mike in movies.
Oh yeah, Mike's not a big movie goer.
Yeah.
It's hard to get him to watch movies. He just doesn't like movies that much.
Yeah. But, well, this will be a generalized question, and you can answer or not.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like your opinion matters anyway.
Oh, she got you, bro. Oh.
Yeah, you're doing that to yourself.
Yeah, that was for the chick comment. Movies. What movie that is coming out recently that you've seen are you looking forward to or you think looks cool?
I don't, like, it's one of those things. I wanted to see Star Trek. I want to see Iron Man 3. I want to see Hangover 3, even though, like, I've heard bad things. I still just want to see it.
Oh, what about This Is the End? Or this?
Yeah, like that.
That one.
I still kind of want to see it.
That one
and
looks
I don't know.
good.
It goes back and forth with me. But there's times where I see the trailer and I'm like, that looks hilarious.
But then
And
you
there's
see it
times
20
where
more
I'm
times on YouTube,
Yeah.
and you're like,
And
I'm
you're
done.
like,
I've already
yeah,
seen
I don't
it.
want to see it.
Good movie. I've seen all those except for, of course, This Is the End because it's not come out yet.
Yeah.
All of them were very good movies. Hangover 3 did get very bad reviews, but
What did you think?
in
of
its
Hangover
defense,
3?
I thought it was funny because it wasn't like the other movies. Like a lot of the
It's a
complaints,
brand new one, yeah.
a lot of the complaints of the second Hangover movie was it was exactly like the first.
Just like grander.
So then
That was
they
always
get
what I
like
thought
a new concept and a new twist to the story, and people are still like, "No, I don't like this." Well, thank
Whatever.
goodness it's a trilogy. You can shut your bitch mouth.
And that's
Man.
Brittany getting sassy.
She got sassy pants.
But
Wow.
I personally thought it was pretty funny. And as far as Star Trek and Iron Man 3, of course, we're all going to establish right here and now, might as well since it's Brittany's first podcast,
Yep, Brittany's first
that
podcast.
I am crazy fan of Iron Man.
She
Never said I was number one fan, so no one be coming in like, oh, I know more about Iron Man than you. I'm just saying that I am a big fan. I love Iron Man.
Yep.
So,
I can attest to it.
yeah, I have a shrine.
She used to buy shirts at Hot Topic, Black Sabbath shirts, just because they were Black Sabbath and that Robert Downey Jr. in the movies wore certain Black Sabbath t-shirts.
And then, did the Iron Man song and all
And
that.
then, the whole Iron Man song.
But have a shrine in my room that few people have seen. It's all
I've seen
Iron
it,
Man
and it's a
stuff.
shitload of, like, figures,
Yeah.
coffee cup.
That's because Iron Man is the
Awesome.
bee's knees, and in Marvel vs. Capcom,
He's a cheater.
The original one. He is a cheater, but the first game, Iron Man and War Machine were my peoples.
War Machine's awesome.
War Machine is the bee's knees in that game. Mm-hmm. He's just a different color, though, so, I mean, it's not much different.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But he's got the missiles instead of the
yeah, it is a lot more. He's more like military-acquired suit, and Tony's more like high-tech. I've got all these repulsors.
So, I mean...
Well, wait, so you see Star Trek as well?
Back on track since we...
Star Trek was good?
Star Trek is very good.
It looks...
Because I know, spoiler, like, the bad guy is Khan.
Yes.
And it's like a prequel to the whole Wrath of Khan beef that comes up later. And I thought that was dope as shit.
It is. It's really good. It's especially good. Like, I went to go see it with my dad, who loves the Star Trek.
Aww, Daddy's girl. Daddy's girl.
He used to watch all of the old Star Treks. And they have a lot of references to old Star Trek.
Yeah, because that's what they did in the first one. Yeah.
And stuff. And they all pretty much lace it together, and there's, some scenes that actually did happen in, well, I won't go into detail, because some people may have not seen it.
I still have it, and I want to see it.
Yeah, don't
want to My dad tried to text me Saturday. He was like, hey, what are you doing tonight? I was like, working. He was like, oh, we're going to see Star Trek. And I was like, great. Yeah. Okay, maybe text me first. Figure out my schedule. Maybe we'll figure out a different day. He's like, well, we're just going to see it. I was like, oh, okay. Thanks. Glad I'm part of this family.
That is one movie that I wouldn't, once it comes out on DVD and I can watch it from the safety of my house, I wouldn't mind watching. The thing about Star Trek to me is my assumption is if you, like my dad used to watch Star Trek, which also means that he used to get a lot of sleep. And that's how I feel about folks who watch the older version of Star Trek, because it was so incredibly boring, maybe because I was 7, maybe because it's boring, that if you did watch it, you didn't watch it because you got a lot of sleep. So
you're inferring that it puts people to sleep.
I am very much so inferring that.
I was never a huge Star Trek fan. I was more into Star Wars.
Exactly. I love Star Wars. I was just about to say I was Star Wars mainly because in general I'm a movie person. I like things in movies.
Well, I liked a lot of the older Star Trek movies. Were pretty dope.
Yeah. Well, I never really got...
I don't like any of the Captain Kirk ones.
Yeah.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah.
All over those.
Next Generation.
Those were good.
My mom and dad both liked, like my mom liked a lot more Star Trek than Star Wars. My dad was opposite. I just kind of leaned more towards Star Wars because I guess I just preferred that.
Star Wars to me is more interesting.
I had more Star Wars in my household than Star Trek anyway. Like my dad watched Star Trek, but like we had Star Wars there like all the time. Like
Star
we had
Wars
those
is
VHS and like
yeah.
That was one of the first things I can remember as a kid. He was like, "Here, you want to watch a movie?" And like put in Star Wars, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is amazing."
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Ah!
Dog.
Dude, he is getting his face like...
Because it's hard when he's got the TV muted, so it's hard for him to like even hear shit going down.
True. Yeah, so Sai is leaning back like stoner chill on the couch, and he was just getting his face torn open by zombies.
It happens.
Yeah, it does happen. Anyway, back to the movies.
Not getting distracted.
So
what do you guys have you seen the trailers for Man of Steel, the new Superman?
I have, and I'm actually when they were still like teaser trailers and they didn't show like what it was even going to be going on in the movie other than the emotional stuff. I like the emotional stuff because I don't normally like Superman because he's a big cheater that has every power.
That's true.
That's always
that's true.
It's like, cool, DC. I'm glad you made somebody. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You need to just, you're going to cover instead of doing different Spider-Man and Iron Man, he's everybody. He's got a suit of armor. He doesn't just even need it. He can shoot webs. He also shoots laser beams. It's like every X-Man character put together.
That's true. It's true.
It's I don't know. Like, with that, I don't know. I love the Batman movie so much, and the fact that he's just touching Superman now isn't bad. But then when the villain showed up in the trailers, I was like, ooh.
Who's the villain?
What? I don't know enough about Superman to know.
Yeah.
I think it's other people of his race.
Yeah.
But they were bad.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yo, guess what? You need to side back up with us because we're the only ones left.
It's one of the sad sayings.
It's like Oh my god, that just ruined the whole fucking movie for me. It's like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it's one of those sad sayings. Yeah,
it's like Dragon Ball Z, and I bet you as soon as that movie comes out, and everybody hears this, that's what's gonna happen now.
Everyone's gonna
well, he's just like Superman's like Kakarot, and then he like gets named Goku, except this time he's named Superman, and then like the bad Saiyans show up like Vegeta and all these other napper dude. And, then they're gonna have to fight. Damn, dude, that's upsetting now.
But I mean, the thing is,
I'll probably still go. I won't go see it. I will wait for it to come out on DVD, and I'll just be like all over it. Because right now, I've missed the opportunity for some of these movies with the freaking work schedule. I never got a chance. I never have a chance to go see movies. And then with movie theater prices nowadays, I'm not paying $12 to go see a movie. I wanted to see Iron Man in IMAX, but I remembered it was like $20 a ticket. Yeah. So I was like, maybe standard. Yeah. And then even standard matinee is like $10 around here.
No, sir. I think we can all agree though that the Dragon Ball movie is probably years and centuries ahead of the Superman movie will ever be because.
Are you talking Dragon Ball Evolution?
The live action one.
I couldn't. I pirated that.
I couldn't
movie.
Finish it.
I couldn't finish it.
I got to the end and saw Piccolo and I was like, oh my god, no.
And then when he transforms into the monkey, I skipped to that part and it was like, what are you, werewolf now?
Yeah.
Dude, it literally is like when you give your little boy one of those like Walmart like toy aisle cams and let him film videos with his friends. Yeah. Oh my god.
Honestly, I remember watched it only once. I hardly remember it because it was like a blur of disappointment.
It was so bad.
I can't take this anymore.
It literally did just melt together into one shit.
I just skipped it. I literally would just skip random parts of the movie and be like, all right, I've seen that. Yeah. I understand I get the concept. And it just moved on from it.
Ridiculous. Ugh.
If anyone out there actually likes that
movie. I don't think anyone liked that movie. And if you like that movie, I'm sorry.
No, you're 6 if you like that movie.
I'm
sure a 6-year-old's like, oh my god, this is the best movie ever, Dad.
Yeah, and then they're probably going to find our podcast and be like, no!
That movie does not exist anymore.
It doesn't. It literally is gone.
It flopped so bad, it just stayed dead. I don't even think you could find it on DVD.
Probably not.
I dare somebody to go find it on DVD and comment about it.
If you find it,
comment the link.
Keep it away from us.
And then delete the comment. I want to see it.
So what else is on your list?
Yeah, what else did you have? She's the only one that brought notes because free ball and it sometimes works.
Dude,
it's not that hard. I made these notes in like 3 minutes.
Bro, okay, I'm sorry. I study for things. I've never studied for a test since like the 9th grade.
I really don't study.
I haven't studied for a test since the 90s.
And look where you're at.
Oh.
Damn, he got you, man!
I'm in the same boat, so I really can't say anything about
it.
He slayed himself?
Bruh.
Anyway, okay, we're moving from movies to music. Have you guys heard of any new albums coming out that you are looking forward to, or any new albums that have come out that you are you just can't wait to laugh at?
I don't know. I don't really keep up with stuff I don't like, and the stuff that I do like, I think I checked like last month and still didn't see any release dates for stuff, so I just haven't been paying attention.
I will say, if you haven't heard it, whether you're into this kind of stuff or not, Data Remember's new single that they released a while ago was actually really, really good.
Violence?
Yeah, and if the album is anything like that song, it's going to be a good album.
It's one of those things that I've always said too, like, with what separates me from you, at first I didn't like that album, and then it grew on me. But it's like, it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't hardcore enough for me. And so, like, even, like, Second Sucks was, like, the first song they released.
And it was a really heavy song, and the rest of the album wasn't. But, I mean, granted, that's an album that I'm actually kind of looking forward to.
I am, too. They're changing up their sound now, too. Like, after Bring Me Horizon changed up their sound, I think a lot of bands are just stepping away from that genre now.
It's true.
They're just doing their own thing.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else?
I don't know, personally, anything else that's there.
This is terrible. People who run a podcast should keep up with media things. This is honestly, it's...
Oh, I can't keep up with everything.
No excuses!
We're like an alternative podcast that talks about everything. It's hard to keep up with everything.
Alternative Press keeps up with it, and they're pretty alternative.
They only cover music.
Shut up.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Play along.
Don't bust my balls in front of me.
I do know that
what are you waiting for?
One
Taylor
of my
Swift?
favorite bands. No.
Ellie Goulding.
Man, it just...
God, I'm gonna strangle you,
this
man.
guy.
This guy over here.
I feel so 22 right now.
Oh.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty 22. No, I'm pretty excited.
I don't get it.
One of my favorite bands, 9 Inch Nails, is actually coming.
Oh, they're going to be here.
They're coming back. Trent Reznor said that he was not going to tour anymore after the last one, and...
Going to be here.
He's
with
alive.
Godspeed.
Yes.
They're coming with Godspeed.
They're coming in, he's going on tour, coming to the RBC Center in Raleigh in October, I believe. Has a new album coming out in September. And if you like 9 Inch Nails, they actually have a new single out called Came Back Haunted.
Is it good?
It's very good. I love it. It kind of dates back to the older 9 Inch Nails, not so much the newer experimental kind of stuff. It's pretty old rock, but still kind of dancey.
Yeah.
I really like it. I really love 9 Inch Nails, so I'm really excited about that.
I've never been a huge fan of 9 Inch Nails. It's not that I just didn't like them. I always appreciated the music, but it never completely appealed to me.
Yeah.
And like there are a couple of songs that I liked. I can't even remember the names because it was like back in like when I was like maybe a junior in high school.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's kind of how I was before. There was like 2 songs like...
I should go back and try to listen to them again because I probably appreciate them even more now.
Well, mostly from the album With Teeth. I liked like The Hand That Feeds.
That was there we go. That was one of the ones I loved.
And Every Day Is Exactly the Same. And of course everyone knows like Closer.
Yeah.
But then I started dating my current boyfriend, and he is like 9 Inch Nails fanatic.
Why'd you add the current in there?
Because
Patrick, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't want people
I know you're going to
think
listen to this later.
You know, it's a past thing. Yeah.
Well, you said boyfriend, not like my ex.
Well, no one knows.
Shaky
Had to
ground
clarify.
We
It's
love
not
you,
shaky
man.
Ground.
Don't worry, bro.
Patrick.
We'll have you up here next time, and you can chop her up.
I guess so. I mean, they'll probably force that on you. Anyway.
We'll ask for the dirt.
Yeah.
Does her feet smell? Does she snore at night?
Anyway.
Does she drool a lot?
He was super into 9 Inch Nails. He got me into it. He was like, well, maybe, because, you know, little do people know 9 Inch Nails, each album has a more different sound than the last. So he was like, well, depending on your likes, because I like kind of alternative, not really like super experimental electro, like he likes it, but he was like, well, you'd like these albums. And then I listened to them.
So he can at least show you exactly which ones you like.
He was like, you would like
I need to ask him that.
And you would like Year Zero. Year Zero is a concept album, super awesome concept album, has beautiful songs as well as like really awesome
I'm about to
rock
just look
songs.
up With Teeth.
Yeah, With Teeth is the best for people who like rock music.
Yeah.
It's definitely more rock and modern rock. Because like Downward Spiral and all those are old rock, kind of back in the grunge days, if you like grungy stuff.
That's not bad either.
Yeah, but so it's really cool. The new album's kind of going to go back to older stuff as well as have some new experimental stuff from what I hear. So it sounds like it's going to be awesome, and I cannot wait. So I've run out of things to say.
I am curious because lately, one thing that I didn't realize until recently, until it was brought up to me, grunge is reviving itself.
Really?
There's a grunge revival. Yeah, there's a lot of bands that are coming out right now.
This is what the grunge sound?
You know what's weird is they're big in the emotional hardcore scene, but it's literally been referred to as the grunge revival. Like it is like Alice in Chains has resurrected in the form of like 1,000 different bands now.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes it feel like a fad type deal. Like they're just picking a dead genre and they're like, oh, let's do that again.
I think what happened was they added like a couple new elements that you wouldn't normally hear in grunge. Yeah. Like,
well, you kind of have to after so long.
There's definitely more delay and stuff like that, but it's still super grungy. And I don't know if it was necessarily meant to be a resurrection or more so meant to be like, let's come up with something completely new.
Yeah.
Which, if that was the case, then I'm sorry, guys, but grunge is...
I haven't heard anything from it. It's been like, I'm still not I'm still kind of slightly musical stupid when it comes to the weirder genres. Like
Balance and Composure, if you've ever heard of them, that's a band that is like, I personally believe is a part of that new kind of grunge revival. Because you got the harsh vocals, you've got the harsh drums and stuff like that, but it's simple. And it's very like, the lyrics are simple. And it's grunge, it's grunge. I don't know how I feel about it, though. I don't know how the viewers feel about it. If you're familiar with some of the bands a part of the new revival, I don't have a bunch of names.
I'm sure, like, everybody has their own, if you're in your own local band scene, for those of you that listen to music, I'm sure there's a band out there that you know and can relate to.
That you can relate to, exactly. But it's interesting what kind of stuff is coming back now. I think it's weird that house and all that stuff is, it's always been huge in Europe, but like it goes through cycles in the United States. Dubstep.
I'm ready for that to walk out the door.
What's up with dubstep? What do you think about dubstep?
Oh, dubstep. I was like into it for a week.
I wasn't ever into it. I think the closest I got to dubstep was like some of the weird mashup albums that some of those bands did.
Yeah.
But then it was like after a while too, I was like, this is dumb. And I just deleted it.
I got pretty sick of it pretty
quickly. I just, I don't get why it blew up so much. House music and actually like techno music, I think is a lot better. Dubstep was one of those things like one of those guys stumbled upon a song, blew up, made more of it, then became a genre.
Yeah. True. That's true. I think, honestly, this is going to sound cliche. I do have a lot of respect for Skrillex. Why? I used to be an emo kid, loved Sonny Moore, loved From First to Last. Also, I think he does it best. I love video game music. I love like chip tunes and stuff like that.
I give him that.
He does the best stuff. It's very video gamey. It's very dynamic. The
only thing he's still doing other things too, though.
That's true. And the only thing I don't like about it is the fact that he throws a lot of like
the YouTube stuff.
Yeah, he throws the trendy shit. Like you don't need the trendy shit. Just
don't
make the music. I don't listen to it. One thing I did hear, no disrespect to the band, I'm very upset that this had happened to them. Suicide Silence. I heard some of the dubstep remixes of their songs.
Oh.
They're awful. Like the thing is that I used to listen to Suicide Silence. They were sludgy and cool when deathcore was big.
That's what I'm saying. Like again, it's like it became one of those things we talked about this last time on the Punk Goes Crunk type deal, and then everybody started doing it. Like As I Lay Dying did their own album with it. With a dubstep feel to it.
No.
I think they made like completely new songs just for it. Rob Zombie came out of nowhere and made one. Wow. I don't know.
I'm not into Rob Zombie.
No, I've never really been in there.
After working at Hot Topic, that Burn the Witches song, or whatever that plays during
Dracula.
Halloween, over and over.
Not even during Halloween, dude. They played on Halloween, got added, and then never came off.
Well, it was more annoying there because they did like a remix.
Then we got the dubstep version off the album, and then it was just like, oh my god,
that was seriously horrible. I actually used to like that song.
Brick House coming on was funny though, because he's got his Brick House version.
Oh yeah,
he does like a Brick House. I don't know if it's a cover, but like a remix.
Yeah,
not like a dubstep one, but he sings it.
Yeah,
that was just kind of funny when it came on because that was.
I used to like Dracula because it used to play on like a racing video game. I think it was Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. That and Need for Speed both had fun soundtracks.
Yeah, my brother used to play it, and so like it got embedded in my brain, and I loved it back then. But then after hearing it all the time, and then that freaking remix came on, I was done with it. I was like, I can't take this anymore.
Yeah. Ruined. I'm ready for that genre to just kind of die off again.
Dubstep.
It's one of those fat genres, man. Like it blew up, it stayed blowed up to the point where it got oversaturated, and then it's boring now. So then like it drops off, and then years from now it'll come back. But
here's my thing about dubstep. Oh, so I said something.
He said something back there.
What was that?
I was going to say dubstep's originally from Europe.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
Most of the techno and stuff like that.
And if you've ever actually heard like real
dubstep,
it's actually pretty
yeah.
A friend of mine, Chloe, is like huge into it. She calls what we consider to be dubstep bro step because it's different than real dubstep.
I'd call it bro step.
Understood.
That makes sense.
It makes sense. My thing about dubstep and what really gets me about it is that there's not much technical skill involved. It's like you learn how to work. You can be musically dumb.
Well, I'm musically dumb. I can honestly, I could get on YouTube right now,
get on Reason and learn how to make a dubstep song, and then just make a chain of them, and then make an album, and then be Skrillex.
I could be the next best thing.
It's like, to me, I don't care if you sample something in your album, if you're a band, and then you use a little bit of electronic here and there and toss it in where it makes sense. That's okay. But to make a whole song out of it, and then to be famed and adored like you're some sort of god for learning how to use reason.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's dumb to me. Like,
and then it became a thing to make fun of that stuff. Like,
right.
So you can't even make fun of it without being like, oh, everybody's already said this.
Ooh, it sounds like Transformer sex. Yeah.
I've never heard that one.
Really?
Never heard that.
Really? That's the one I hear most frequently.
You ever heard that one? You've heard that
I
one?
was about to say, that's the one I hear most frequently. Oh, it sounds like two Transformers boning, bro.
Wow, that's...
And I'm like, that's real cool, bro. Why do you have so many dubstep albums on your iPod? Oh, that's what I used to listen to. Oh, a week ago and it got trendy. Like,
I wish you could, like, people's iPod stuff, I wish you could look when it was added. Because I don't know how many times I got at some people, somebody we know, that's like, they like the band, like, you bring up a band like Bring Me the Horizon. And they're like, oh, I love Bring Me the Horizon. And they have half of one album on it. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that is what equated to love. I could just like 3 songs and I'm good to go. Like, I like Parkway Drive. I like their one of their first albums, and I like the newest one that came out.
Yeah.
The other two in the middle kind of fell flat for me. But I'm like, oh, I'm so in love with them. Yeah. And then I only like half of the shit that they have out. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Every Time I Die.
I love
Bring It, Son.
I'm all over Every Time
Bring It, Son.
But like
every album, bruh.
I like a lot of them. I listen to 3 of them a lot, and I'll at least equate myself to that. I'm like, well, I love them, but I mainly listen to these.
When you hear the other albums, you don't dislike them, and that's what's most important, is that they've been good forever. Anyone who disagrees, I'll meet you in the mall, I'll meet you in the parking lot, I'll meet you at your place. Don't ever dislike Every Time I Die.
They're a good band.
Ever.
Even Psy likes them. He's not into that.
Yeah.
We need to get you listening.
All right. Well, moving on now.
Staying fresh.
Staying
fresh
pretty fluid here. Keeping it up here.
Keeping the river flowing.
Anime. We'll go back to that.
What?
We only talked about anime convention.
You watch anime?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Isn't she like the perfect girl? She likes music and she plays video games.
Oh my gosh, she's such a poser.
It's so hot.
And she dresses up. Oh my god.
She's such a fake nerd girl. She thinks she's just such a nerd.
She were a real nerd. She wouldn't comb her hair.
But she's like really a whore. Like,
whoa.
She just likes dressing up in skimpy
Brittany,
clothes.
if somebody's making fun of you,
you can
tell us. Baby Bird. Don't touch Baby Bird. She's like a child. A little sister.
All right.
Baby
have
Bird.
you guys seen any...
Anything?
I am older than you. God,
Son of a
that
bitch!
blows my mind every time I think about it. But not by much, so, whatever. Have you guys seen any anime that recently that you...
right now,
it's pretty awesome.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, I could go, honestly, for a full hour just talking about anime. That's how nerdcore I am.
You're not.
But, like, I love a shitload of series. I'm dedicated to a lot. I'm currently watching One Piece instead of just downloading all the episodes and watching them. I just wait for the box sets to come out. I like owning them. I'm in the middle of Fairy Tail right now. That's a pretty good series. What else was I just watching? I just finished watching something. I can't even remember it because I just watched so many things. It's probably in there somewhere. I don't know. What are you keeping up with right now? You haven't watched anything in a while either.
I have. Okay, yeah. Kyo Karamao, which is like an older show. It's really good. It's really long though. It's good. Pandora Hearts, if you haven't seen it, it's probably one of the best shows I've ever seen. And I'm actually about to go through and rewatch that one again. Don't watch it dubbed. Just don't.
Yeah, that's probably one of those ones.
Just don't watch it dubbed. It's such a good show. I'm not an elitist when it comes to dub v sub, but that's a show you should watch.
Me personally, like Fairy Tail, like I watch One Piece in English. I know some people might be like, oh my god. But like Fairy Tail needs to be watched in Japanese.
Yeah,
I'm sure somebody will say the same about One Piece. Fairy Tail, like I feel like they chose the wrong voices for some of those characters. But then it's like the Japanese, the English, that goes down.
Yeah.
Episode 1, and it sticks through the rest of the series, and it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. It adds a lot more to the fact that it's comedic anime.
With Pandora Hearts, what I don't dig is that they had they changed the names of some of the characters in the English version.
That's weird.
The last name is Bazarius for the main character, Oz Bazarius, and of course they pronounce it all interestingly because it's Japanese. They changed his last name to Vesalius in English. It's very weird to pronounce. They changed up most of the other characters as well.
How old is that series?
This came out. It's relatively new. It came out about a year or two ago, I think. Yeah. Pandora Hearts hasn't blown up huge. Like, I wanted to kind of cosplay as it, but you can really only cosplay as a couple people in that show and look cool.
Okay. Right.
It's not a dumb show, whatever. It's a very serious show, but it's the bee's knees. Other than that, I mean...
Yeah, what about you? Have you watched anything?
Well, I watch a lot of weird, off-the-wall anime. I like to watch a lot of comedies, romantic comedies. I did, however, recently watch one that kind of stuck as a pretty good anime. It's called Kokoro Connect.
I know that name.
Yeah, it's a really good anime. Not too long, like 13 episodes, I think. Maybe a little bit more, not too much more. Really good. Kind of about this group of friends, and it starts off with they have like a body swapping thing. Turns out to be like some sort of alien.
So it's like Freaky Friday?
Except more interesting.
Snap.
It's really cool. It has all the, sci-fi drama with a little bit of comedy, and like there's some love triangles going on. So it has a little bit of everything. So it's not necessarily girly. It's for everyone.
I watch a lot of stuff. Oh my God, I cannot hold on to this pen to save my life. I watch a lot of stuff, and it's one of those things like I'll dabble into some of the dramas. I'll do heavy action. I'll do heavy comedy. I'll do all types of stuff. Like
metal.
Metal, bro.
Totally.
But like, if you guys don't see it, I'm gonna try to post it. My anime list. I was just telling Brittany about this earlier because she doesn't have one. If you really like anime, or you kind of don't like anime, but you kind of watch it and want some better ideas, look that page up. Set up an account. It's free. You can database everything that you're watching. If you've got friends that watch anime a lot, get them to do it. Get them to rate the stuff that they're watching and kind of get a feel. Like, everybody rates it. You can figure out off of this site's population just what the whole site kind of gears toward more, what like series have just gotten overall since they've been out, how they're coming out, if there's anything cool, interesting facts on it. They show you the voice actors, all this. So, I mean, there's like stuff I didn't know about some series actually being linked by the same company, and I didn't know it. But like,
and as far as watching it goes, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I want to watch more anime, but I can never really like either find it on YouTube or these weird websites kind of have too many like ads and stuff.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Really, really great website that I use all the time for my anime is called animeseason.com. It has like, once you get to the main page, you can look up like genre listing. You can go by that.
That's pretty good.
You can look up all the recent anime. It'll show you like recent, up to date.
Just leave that on the ground.
New anime genres. You can look up like specifically if you want like samurai TV series, and then it'll show you all of that falls into it. So it's pretty cool to find stuff
that's actually
that you
pretty
like.
Cool.
That's really cool.
And it's really useful.
Is all live streaming? Or is it download? You download the episodes?
No, it's all live stream, and it's all free.
Okay. See, now my question with the free thing, though, is because then they start hitting up a lot of copyrights. So are there certain, like I know there's a couple other ones that if it's owned by Funimation or one of the other American ones, they shut it down and you can't find it. So that'd be something to look up.
I've watched a whole bunch of anime on there. Some of the portals that are used, like you don't have to go to a different page. It's just
I know what you're talking about. Okay, I know
some
what
of
you're
them
talking
have
about.
ads.
Yeah.
Some of them don't. It just depends on who uploaded that video.
No, I know what you're talking about.
So, favorite show, Nicholas. Go.
I can't. I like too many.
Stop.
I like too many.
Stop.
I don't. I'd have to talk about it in like debate.
Oh, I'd have to. You've watched the anime. You'd have to talk about. So the question is, top 3.
I can't. Just go with Brittany first.
No.
Go Brittany first.
No, I'm thinking right now. That's
damn! First. No, see, I can't. I need time.
Scooby-Doo.
No, what?
Like all any type of show at all, or are we talking anime?
Anime.
Well, yeah, if it's any type of show.
Scooby-Doo!
Any type of show, I guess we'll just go Iron Man for all 3 of your choices.
No, of course
not.
Man.
Hannah Montana.
I don't know, top 3. I'd probably go Outlaw Star.
Duh.
I would say Berserk.
Okay.
Currently, I'd go with Neon Genesis.
Yes. All right. That's
a lot of the classics. I'm all classic. Like.
I dig that.
See, I'm telling you, now I just don't feel confident enough.
Me, 3. All right. Cowboy Bebop for sure. Started it. It was good. Samurai Champloo 2nd. Really great series. Third actually has to be a new anime that just came out, still going, hasn't finished yet. It's called My High School Romantic Comedy is Just as Bad as I Thought, or something similar to that. It's a really long Japanese title. It's really funny.
It's a high school anime?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
that
high
makes
school
sense for
anime.
you.
Oh, yeah.
That's not even a girl thing, I'm just saying.
But it's really funny, and I like it, so it has to probably be my third choice.
Well, I guess if at any point you guys want to hear any other bands that we listen to, any other movies that we like, any other anime that we like, send us a message, do a comment. I don't care. Either way.
Okay, Mike, real quick before we...
My
three.
My three. Yeah, we haven't touched your three.
Okay.
Right now.
I love Case Closed a lot.
Oh,
I love Case Closed. Like, that's one of my
yes.
favorite shows ever. Pandora Hearts is definitely up there because the story, that whole show is just a godsend. And then third, it would probably have to be, honestly, it's random as hell, but it'd probably have to be Rurouni Kenshin.
I loved Rurouni Kenshin,
Rurouni
and that was my
Kenshin-
thing. That was one of the ones I was thinking of. I took Kenjutsu classes, which is Art of the Samurai Sword, just because of that show.
Like, it was such a good show, and it was just like the time period, what it represented in my life. Obviously, Samurai Champloo is one of my top two.
I like
because
Samurai
artwork
Champloo. That's what I'm
style,
saying.
musically.
We need to do like a top 100, and then I can do everybody else.
Cool. I only like 100 shows, so
I only need a day to talk about every show that I like.
if you drop your pen one more time, you're not going to do this podcast.
We only have like 5 minutes. I probably won't even.
Yeah, share your favorite shows with us. Share your top three.
Yes.
Share shows that you think we like based upon our top three that we shared with you.
I know we've only talked 3 times into the microphone, so you guys are probably still getting a feel for us. You want to suggest something? Let us know. We're going to start doing anime reviews, music reviews, movie reviews. Once we start getting that set up, we're going to do more Get Diddled videos on the way. If there's a specific Flash game or like older game that you can find on an emulator you want us to play, let us know. Because if you suggest something that I have to pay for, we're not cool anymore.
We're not doing it.
We're
not
not
friends.
Doing it.
And if all around you guys have questions about us as people, don't be afraid to ask that. Because I know we really didn't talk much about ourselves. We were just kind of
We try not to be pompous.
Yes. Well, no, we're not pompous, but if people...
I mean, if you want to talk about yourself, we'll do a 30-minute special all about Brittany.
Well, okay,
and you can just talk about yourself. And me and Michael just be like, yeah, okay. Yeah,
all right, that'll be good. It started before I was born.
I don't charge much. Touch my body.
Oh. No. No soliciting that. That's illegal.
I'm free. Touch my body.
Okay, yeah. If you just want to diddle Michael, find Michael and diddle.
That's not solicitation, right?
No, I mean, if
I'm free.
If you're not paying for it.
All right, sweet. Yeah, touch my body. Big and black and beautiful.
You're big?
You
fat?
I'm thin.
You're like a toothpick, bro.
Moving on.
Yeah, anyway.
3 minutes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we got 3.
We're still working on the endings.
We got 2.5.
If you listen to the other ones, you see that we still overshoot the ending.
Yeah.
Like we're nowhere close. When I'm like, all right, let's maybe wrap this up. Like the sense of time just isn't there.
Yeah.
Episode 0. My God, we were off by like 10 minutes. I was like, well, I don't know how long it takes to close down, so let's just start doing it. And then it was like, it's like 9 minutes.
And now we're like all looking at the time on here, just like,
Well, because it's tough because we don't want to leave you guys because
I know, we're talking.
I haven't known you long, but I love you.
Oh
so anyway, you guys have heard me say it before. Thank you for tuning in to Fire Broadside Cannons. Like I said again, if there's anything interesting you want us to talk about, blah, 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 let us know. Shoot us a message.
He just went Final Fantasy 7 on you guys.
Now that that's over, if you guys even want to talk, send us some messages. We'll go back and forth for a while.
Tell me about your pet fish.
If you've got a pet fish, that'd be pretty cool to hear about.
Just in general, tell Mike that you love him, and he will have an entire conversation.
Okay, 2 running things, if you probably noticed. He's always eating something. He ate ice cream. He finished most of it before we even started because we took a while for mic checks. And then he always refers to himself as a god at the end of every episode. So
right.
Get it out of the way.
Oh, right.
But you did it at the beginning this time.
That's true. Bless your king on the YouTube page.
Except we don't care anymore because he did it at the beginning.
Yeah,
he
true. Yeah, he already did it.
So.
Problem is, they don't need to care.
Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. See you next time.